Hello, boys and girls. This is Wednesday, December 2nd, and this is your math lesson. Our learning target. I can find the missing sides of a rectangle when given one side and the perimeter. Now, today on Tuesday, we worked on finding the missing side if we had the area. And we divided the area by the other side to find the missing side. But that was for area. And we're dealing with perimeter now. And if you remember, perimeter is the distance around a shape. Okay, so you would add all the sides together to find the perimeter, which for this rectangle would be 20 inches, because 4 plus 6 plus 4 plus 6 gives you 20 inches. So that's how you find the perimeter. But again, in the scenario that we're going to work on today, you have the total perimeter and you have one side, but you don't have the other sides. So we're going to try to figure out how to solve that. Just a reminder that you do not have to guess. Okay. You have a calculator. All right. I know a lot of us want to do things in our head, but as I showed you yesterday, it's so easy to make a mistake. Even someone who's been doing math for a million years, like me, can make a mistake. So it's fine if you want to do your work on paper or do it in your head, but I really want you to check it with a calculator. So let's go ahead and take a look at this problem. So this is an iPad, and it says, what is the missing length of the missing side if the perimeter is 30 inches? So that means that all these sides added together are 30 inches, okay? So one thing I'm noticing right away is that they have one side labeled, but it's a rectangle. So I know that this short side here is going to be the same as this one. So I can actually add a text box and go ahead and write in 5 inches, because I know that it's the same length as the other one. Now, what I don't know is I don't know those other two sides. But I do know that the perimeter all together is 30. So what that means is that the 5-inch side plus the other 5-inch side plus the other side I don't know plus the other side I don't know, that they together equal 30 inches. Okay? I know that because they gave me the perimeter up here. So what I want to do is I need to think about how that I know that this side and this side are going to be the same length. But I know that combined, all these sides have to equal 30. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to think about what I already know. I know that I have to add all of them together to get 30. Now, if I take the 5 and the 5 here, okay, the 5 and the 5, I know that 5 and 5 together, that equals 10. Like, I know that. So I'm just going to put a little sign here that those two sides together are 10. And then I know that I've got to figure out the other two sides to get 30. Well, that takes a little bit of pressure off. So I'm asking myself, 10 plus what gives me 30? Well, I know that 10 plus 20 gives me 30. So I know that these two question marks together, they have to equal 20, right? So I know that. I know they both have to equal 20. So but I can't do 10 plus 20 because there's two sides. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to break that apart. Okay? So if I know that this side is 5 and this side is 5, which gives me 10, then I need to figure out how that 20 breaks apart to give me 30. So if I take the 20, because I know that the two question marks together have to equal 20. Well, what I really know is I know that 10 plus 10 gives me 20. Now, I know that both of these sides have to be the same length because this is a rectangle, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug all these numbers in to see if that makes sense. So what I'm basically saying is that I think this side is 10. And because I think that side is 10, I'm saying that I think this side is 10. Okay? Now, I know that perimeter means I have to add all the sides together. So let's see. P equals, let's take our two 5 sides. 5 plus 5 plus, and I said those other two were 10, plus 10. And I know that that does give me 30 inches. So I know that the missing side length is 10 inches. Let's do another one. What is the length of the missing side if the perimeter is 20 inches? Okay, so once again, if this one's 6, I know that one is also 6. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put that in there because I already know that information. Those are the same length, right? So the perimeter equals 6 plus 6 plus, I don't know that one and I don't know that one, so I'm going to put question marks. And they all equal 20 inches when I put them together. Okay. So if I know that everything has to equal 20, if I already have 6 and 6, that's 12. So these two sides here are 12. And I don't know these other two sides yet, so I'm still going to put a question mark there. So as you see, boys and girls, what I'm doing is I'm solving this little pieces by little pieces, okay? If I know I've got to get to 20, I take the information I have, which is 6 and 6, and I get 12. And I know that I've got to figure out what these other two parts are to get 20. Well, I know that 12 plus 8 gives me 20. I know that. So what I have to do right now is I have to break these two, and I have to break this part from 8 into 2 equal parts, right? So if I know that these two have to equal 8, then what makes sense to me would be 12 plus 4 plus 4. And that does give me 20 inches. So I think that these two sides equal 4 inches. And that actually makes a lot of sense to me because they are smaller than the other ones are. So that makes sense to me. It seems reasonable that they would be 4. So now I'm going to do is I'm going to check it. Because I know that perimeter is all the sides added together. So I'm going to add them all together. 6 plus 4 plus 6 plus 4. And that does give me 20 inches as the perimeter. So that is how you figure out the missing sides when you have a perimeter, when they give you the perimeter, is you take the information you have, you put the information, like if you know that this says 6 inches, but that's not labeled, you're going to go ahead and put that other number there because you know that that's what that is. Even if it doesn't say 6, I know from looking at this one that it's 6 because they're the same size. Then I asked myself, what did I have to get to 20? I knew I needed 8 because 12 plus 8 is 20, but I also knew I had to break it up into 2 equal parts because it's a rectangle. So I knew that 8 could be divided into 4 and 4. So 6 plus 4 plus 6 plus 4 does equal 20. I hope that helps.